Hey there, it's Amy. I want to give you a preview of my class next week. It's called Envision Your Future. This video is kind of a mini class for what you can expect in the class next week. So there's really 3 steps to create your future. And the first piece is really breaking out of the shackles. And what do I mean by that? Growing up in our society, we have cultural rules, we've got societal rules, we've got family rules. And so what ends up happening is we grow up with these rules and we realize probably at some point, 20s, 30s, we start questioning the rules we live by. And the real question for you is think about the rules you live by, and do they either expand you or do they actually bring fear or feel like you can't be yourself? And that's what we want to break out of. Those rules that no longer serve you to be your most authentic and powerful self. So here's an example. We have the rules, right? And then we therefore have certain beliefs that we carry. And some of them are from childhood that we absorbed, without actually having them be true. And when that happens, it's actually beliefs that are limiting beliefs. And I'm sure you've heard about limiting beliefs before. So we really need to uncover what those limiting beliefs are. And some of the common ones are, I'm not good enough. That's a big one. If I'm not perfect, I won't be loved. That's another big one. Or I'm just not a lovable, in general. And there's so many other smaller ones. I'm not attractive, right? Or here's one of mine. This is a good story. When I was probably about 7, I was in the front yard of my cottage, and it was after dinner. And my sister and her friend were out there, and I, as a little kid, I'm like, I wanted to be part of the program. I'm sure I was annoying. Okay, so my sister's friend says to me, "It's time for bed. You need your beauty sleep." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm ugly. I must be an ugly duckling to need my beauty sleep." So I had that belief. The truth is, was it true? No, but I absorbed something. And we've all done that. So think of one belief that you carry, that you think about, that's in the back of your mind. I'm not enough. I have to be perfect to be loved. I'm fat. I have to be strong and not share my feelings. So think of just one belief, and I'll give you a moment. Write it down. Gotta write it down. Okay, good job, right? So then the question is it true? On the left side of the paper, just create a column, and on the left side of the paper, write down all the reasons it is true, okay? Like all the reasons. And I bet you didn't come up with any, right? It's not true. And then write down all the reasons why it isn't true. And that's your power place. So we can do that with lots of beliefs, all our beliefs, quite frankly, because you're empowered to choose how you want to show up, what you believe, what your thoughts are, and then therefore what actions you want to take from there. And of course, your feelings. You're in charge of your feelings. So that's the first piece of the class. The second piece is really creating an intention and vision for what you want to create next. And we're going to expand, and you're going to get into your imagination and start really thinking about, what is it that I want? The situation that we're living in right now is pretty tactical. We're only focused on the here and now, what we can get through with the day, so on and so forth. And one of the things that has left all of us exhausted, and the reason for it is because we've lost touch with our desires, right? And we need to have desires. We need to go for our desires. And whether we can implement them today or a year from now, we need to be in touch with those desires. So that's really important. And your intention needs to include the feelings of those desires. And then the other piece, which is really important, before you can actually create your future, we got to get real with where we are right now, right? Just real. So, you might be like, okay, I want a better relationship with my partner. Okay, so that might be like, yes, I want to bring that feeling in on how I'm going to feel differently than I do now. So it's all about not focusing on the negative, right? Like all the bad things. It's like, what would you like to have? What's that feeling you want to have in pursuing your relationship? It's really about putting your attention on the things that you can actually control, right? We're not feeling like we have much control these days. So think about an area of your life, pick one area of your life, and just get real with where it is. Like, where is it? And then the next step will be, okay, I'm real with it. I know the feeling I want to have. And then the next step is the third piece of the class, which is you get to create an action plan. And you can determine, as I said, what area of your life that you want to work on. And then you get to develop an action plan around it. And this works, of course, with every single area of your life. But for this mini class, it's just picking one, which, you choose that, and then say, which is part of the action plan, what is my number one goal? What if I just had one goal towards this? So you want a better relationship. What is that goal that you want? Create it. It's important to not only say, this is what I want. You need to develop an action plan that's really, really methodical and clear. And you take action towards it, of course, so you can actually manifest and change your current reality. So that's a summary of the class. I hope you'll join me. It's next Wednesday, and also I'm doing it on a Saturday morning at 9 a.m. California time, so a couple options to join me. And in the meantime, if you have any questions, you can reach out via email. You can even sign up for a free clarity call. I look forward to hearing from you and hope to see you next week.